get to Alex Miller now. She's been outside the Supreme Court this morning talking about what decisions we could hear. Obviously, right now we're talking about the one about concealed carry. It's saying that it violates the 14th Amendment by preventing law-abiding citizens from ordinary self-defense needs. So can you give us more details?
Yeah, so this decision just came down, says that you do not need to have a reason to obtain a concealed carry weapons permit. The original lawsuit had to do with the fact that in the state of New York, if you wanted to obtain one, you needed to provide a reason beyond self-defense. They say that that is not the case anymore, that you can get a concealed weapons permit without having a reason. Obviously, here at the court, things are really starting to unfold. I just saw about 24 officers kind of fan out around the court right now. The streets are already blocked off. The court itself has already been blocked off, and so they're anticipating, obviously, a number of protests. This is the first time the court has made any sort of decision relating to guns in about 15 years. The last time that they talked about this was in a D.C. v. Heller case back in 2008 that said that you have the right to have a gun in your home, but they have not said anything up until this point about a gun outside the home. I want to just talk about one thing that Justice Clarence Thomas said. He said, "We hold that when the Second Amendment plain text covers an individual's conduct, the Constitution presumptively protects the conduct." Basically, he has been talking quite a bit. He talked about that gun regulation is consistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. He says the government is going to have to show that there is a need to regulate firearms. I do want to point out, of course, as your guest before me just said, it's a 135-page opinion, so clearly a lot to read and a lot to unpack. But we do know this is a 6-3 decision in a more conservative court. This is probably why the case was originally even taken up. But the justices in the minority, those liberal justices, referenced the shootings that we have seen unfold in the last few weeks, the shooting in Uvalde, the shooting in Buffalo. And so there is really a tie here with what is happening in the national conversation about guns and what is happening in the Supreme Court. Typically, we see these kind of separated to at least some sort of degree, but it is hard to separate the two, that a decision giving the opportunity for more weapons to be in people's hands, for them to conceal carry, is happening today in light of just across the street a potential gun package passing in the Senate. It clearly has not gone unnoticed by these justices as they make this monumental decision that will allow nearly a dozen states to that will prevent nearly a dozen states from regulating how their people are able to obtain a concealed carry weapons permit. We know there's not going to be a decision today in the abortion case, but we are waiting to see if there are any more coming.
And just to recap, because obviously it's a lot just came down, and to your point, it's a 135-page opinion. No one has had time just yet to fully digest it, so thanks for getting back on the air on the fly with us, Alex. I know that is not easy, but basically the court knocked down this law in New York State that required people to get a special permit to have a concealed carry gun, and now the Supreme Court saying that is unconstitutional. And basically, as you said, Alex, thank you, this is the first time this court has dealt with the issue of a gun outside of the home after 2008, protecting a gun for self-defense inside the home. So this is being seen as a major win for gun rights advocates in this country. That's the big headline coming out of this major ruling today.
Yeah, Alex, really quickly though, when this came down, what has been the reaction? I know we can hear the people that are around you and behind you. What has been the reaction in the crowd?
You know, I think it's disappointment, but I will say that the majority of the crowd, that from what I can see, just, you know, being a couple dozen feet away from them, is the protesters here today are talking about the pro-choice movement, though I have heard from their chants that they're talking about other largely Democratic liberal issues that they're concerned about seeing rolled back. But the main group here has to do with the abortion issue and their concerns that their rights will be taken away within the coming days.
All right, got it. Thank you.